why do pros manage to gain shots around the green and many amateurs lose shots, especially when we're talking about that 40 to 50 yard pitch shot. Now, if you look here, I've got a bunker in front of me and I've got the flag there. This is a dreaded shot. Everyone hates this shot. What do we normally do? We duff the ball in the bunker, we top it, we finish through the other side of the green. Instead of turning 3 shots maybe into 2, we end up taking 4 or 5 shots from here. So in this video today, I'm going to show you exactly how to pitch that golf ball perfect every time. The first thing you need to know is how the wedge is designed, okay? This is a 58-degree wedge, and how we can use it to our advantage. Now, the bottom of the club, this part here is called the bounce. So let's say the back of the club is lower than the front, which is the leading edge. Now, the leading edge is like, we use that for cutting, all right? That goes into the ground, and that will just go all the way down and cut through that grass. And in some situations, that's good. But in pitching, we don't want to do that because we need too much of a precise impact to get away with any kind of bad shots. So with utilising the bounce in the best way possible, we need to, as you can see, the bounce is slightly lower, okay? And if I open that club face, it becomes even lower, the leading edge becomes higher. And the bounce does exactly what it says. It helps the club bounce, or let's say glide, along the ground. And that's going to be to your advantage, because even if I hit a little bit before the golf ball, that club is going to bounce and glide. If there's a little bit of grass, you're going to have no problem. So it's very important we use the club and we set up in the right way. So what do I want to be doing? First thing, so like I just said, I'm just going to open that bounce a little bit, open that club face 1 degree. I don't want to keep it closed. That will make me dig. I don't want to dig. I want to bounce, all right? So that's the first thing. I grip down the club a little bit. I'm hitting a golf ball about 40 yards here. So I'm going to grip down. I don't need all the club. I don't need a powerful shot. The other thing, I'm going to keep my feet closer together. I see too many amateurs gripping the top of the club face far too closed. And what do they look, they stand too far and they look like they're about to hit a driver like 180 yards or 200 yards. And these are finesse shots, they're delicate shots. So we want to get out of this habit, and we want to turn that into a good setup that allows us to pitch the ball better. So I'm going to open that club face, I'm going to grip down, my feet are going to be closer together, all right? And I'm going to stand a little bit closer to that golf ball. Right? If we were chipping, we're much closer, but we're pitching. But I don't want to be too far away from the golf ball where my swing becomes too rounded. That will make me hit the ground too early or hit the ball swinging too much on the upswing. So I'm going to stand a little closer. My ball position is centered. One of the biggest things, one of the biggest killers that I see people doing is keeping the ball too far to the right and the club head, the hands, too far forward. Because they think, oh, I have to hit down on that golf ball, I have to take a divot. But you have to be so precise in the way you enter into that back of that golf ball. It's ridiculous. It's almost, I won't say it's impossible, but it's very, very difficult. And you're also going to just take a great big divot. It's going to feel horrible when the club just sticks in the ground like that. So we don't want the ball too far back, and we don't want the hands too far forward. They're two definite no's. So, I mean, leave a comment if this is what you do. Let me know what's happening in your games. Right then, so club face a little open, ball centered, feet close together, weight to the left. Okay, I don't want my weight to the right. Okay, that's not going to be no good. I'm going to hit the ground early. I want to put where I strike the ground, my center point, my sternum is going to be on top of the golf ball or even in front of the golf ball slightly. This is very important. That allows me, if I swing down and turn, that's going to bring my low point underneath the golf ball or after the golf ball. We don't want to be hitting too far forward, too far before the golf ball. Right then, so we've got a new setup, new club face position. Our feet are closer together, the ball position's correct. So what do we have to do now? Now let's talk about the golf swing. Let's talk about the movement, the pitching action. So from here, what do most amateurs do? Or what's one of the biggest killers? They swing away with their wrists, their hands and their arms. The body remains static. They get the club face in a closed position, or this way, or this way. They're both bad no-nos. So, and from this position, you're going to swing through without using your body. It's going to be static, and you're just going to, drive that club head into the ground. So what we got to do is make sure we keep the bounce on the golf club. So I keep nice and close, I'm really connected. I let my body rotate, I let my arms work, yeah? I let the club get a bit of momentum. I'll do it with one hand, look at this. Let the club get momentum. Look at the butt of the club now, pointing almost directly to the ground. This is, it's quite easy. Look, I just use my body, get momentum. Look at that. That's wonderful. And I'll do the same on the way through. I just drive into that left leg a little bit, I rotate, I throw the club down, and I turn. And that bounce, you can hear the sound. It just bounces off the ground. And it's bouncing off the ground at the right point. So I let the club get momentum, and I let it go into its position it wants to go in. If I manipulate with the hands, it's not going to happen. So what I'm doing, setting up, working everything together, let my body turn, let the club work upwards. All right, so now the butt of the club is pointing more to the ground. And the important thing here, when I do this, look at the club face. It's open, or it's square, it's neutral, it's not closed. That's the leading edge that's going to go straight into the ground. That is the bounce of the club that when I swing down, it's just going to release. So it's important that we let everything work together, the club work up. Look at that beautiful position. Throw the club down, I'm going to throw the bounce into the ground. I'm not scared. I can create more backspin with speed. I'm going to let that bounce drive into the ground and I turn. It's important that I let myself turn with the feeling of throwing the club into the ground, because if I don't turn, then obviously I'm going to maybe hit too much ground, or I'm not going to hit at the precise point. So I get into a good position, the bounce is active, I'm centered, I'm rotating around my center point, I'm going to throw that club down, let myself turn, throw that club down, let myself turn. And I'm actually releasing a little. I'm not trying to keep those hands in front. Everyone's got this concept, hands in front. Not true. They mustn't be back here, obviously. I don't want to be throwing it away early, but I want to be throwing it down at this point, let it release a little bit. You can see from here, if I do this correct, my body's really rotated. My right shoulder's nearly pointing to you. My left shoulder's lifted and rotated behind me. My arms and my body are connected. The club is pointing just to the side of me. So if there was a laser coming out the grip, the butt end of the club, it will be just burning my side here. Okay, it's not pointing directly to my body, but it's not out here. So throw that club down, let myself release, let the bounce be active. I've got speed, I've got quality of impact, I'm going to have spin, the ball's going to fly high and it's going to stop. Let's try a shot and see what happens. Let's try a couple of shots. Right then. Feet closer together, bounce active, ball a little centered, maybe a little left if you like it, a little left, weight to the left, a little closer. Let's get this bounce into the ground and turn. Yeah, that was really, really good. Great sound, great feeling. So come behind, let's try another one. So if my camera girl can give me a ball. Thank you. Right then, let's try it again. Bounce open, feet close together. Okay, start quite close, gripping down a little. Nice rhythm, throw that bounce. Yeah, once again, really good. Listen, that wasn't the best of strikes. I've got to be honest with you. I did hit it fat. I hit before the golf ball, but I used the bounce. The bounce is my friend. It's your friend. It's going to help you. So listen, guys, work on this. Improve your pitching. Let's not be afraid or scared of these shots over the bunkers or over water. This will help you. Be your best. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. Please consider subscribing to the channel, clicking the subscribe button and the bell button next to it so you never miss a lesson like this one.